Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming. It's a great crowd, and we're going to have an interesting evening tonight. So a little bit about what's going on. To start off with, I have Deputy Chief Jose Dingy, who's going to talk about the Cops and Kids program, and then there's going to be a little bit of information that he's got about some other things that are going on, and I'm going to leave that up to him to speak about it. But there's opportunities. In the past, we used to have a shoplifting program, and he wants to bring some of those things back up to the businesses in town. So whether we want to follow through with it and continue with those programs. And then afterwards, we're going to basically have a new business discussion. I've got Moon Magic here, who's just opened up, and Hazelwood Markets at 12 Crane. She's got a little presentation that we're going to have on the screen to talk about what they're doing down at 12 Crane Street. So welcome, and I'm going to bring Jose up right now. So.
Again, let me start again. My name is Jose Dingy. I'm the Deputy Chief of the Southbridge Police Department. I've been with the Southbridge Police Department for 27 years now. I started obviously as a patrolman, moved up the ranks all the way to Deputy Chief with that second in command, if you guys don't know the structure. And ever since that, I also run a Cops and Kids program as well. And what I want to do, he said I have about 3.5 hours to present. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to break it down into a 3-part series, all right? It's going to be like Netflix. You're going to go on a binge thing, right? So we're going to talk about the Cops and Kids program first, and I'm running a golf tournament, so if you feel free to sponsor it if you want. You want to pass those around. If I'm looking for teams too, if you want a couple, if you want to join a foursome, feel free. I got about 5-6 slots left. And then I want to talk about a shoplifting initiative that we started many years ago before COVID. What we did, I think, quality of life crimes and the smaller crimes, if you don't pay attention to them, they kind of dwarf to bigger crimes. So I think as a community, we have to be known as a community that enforces shoplifting, even though it's a headache, even though we have to go through a process to convict people. So I'll talk about that, see if the interest is here. I don't know how many retailers are here. See if the interest is here, but I'll talk about that after. And then I could open up for questions. I know like every time I present in the school or something like that, the younger kids will want to ask questions, and it takes about 30, 40 minutes, not comparing you to younger kids, but, you know, don't ask a question if I shot and killed somebody, please. You know, I plead the fifth. No, I was kidding. So I'd rather not answer that question, but with that said, I'm going to just show this quick video that the Cable Access Channel did this past Thursday at our event. It kind of does a quick intro about the program. I'm going to talk about my passions about the program, and we'll go from there and see where the night leads us. The Cops and Kids program, it's been in existence for over 25 years, ever since I've been on, and Officer Rosa started it. I turned it into a 6-week summer program, so ever since that, it's been going strong. I focus on teens from 11 to about 16. This is an excellent program for your kids. We teach them life skills at the program. We partner up with everybody in the community to bring different programs to us for free of charge. The way I grew up, I saw police officers in a different light. So when I became a police officer, I wanted to get rid of that wall, show these kids that there's somebody behind that badge, somebody different, is just not law and order. So that's our main focus, to break down those walls and build relationship with our youth
in today's society. We've done the full circle. We've had 8 or 9 police officers that came from kids in the program. So if anything, is a great recruiting tool. It's through all our sponsors. This is not Town of Southbridge money. It's all fundraised, and that's all fundraised money that goes towards the kids in program. This year, for the 7th year, we're taking the kids up to the White Mountains for 3 days. So that's going to be fun and exciting, not only for the kids, but for the cops as well. I have to intervene sometimes because my cops are having too much fun. But that's just a great, foundation for a community to have their cops as part of the community, the village, as you say. Like our shirts say, together we make a difference, and together we will.
Yeah, I know. Charles Diaz did a great job with that video. He just did that this last Thursday. We had a Cops and Kids Field Day. We combined it with the Senior Center. So we had about 45, 50 seniors there as well. We did a cookout. We cooked with them. We mixed them together, and it was a great event. And I'm sure I'll do it next year and for following years to come. That's a good mix. And that's the truth when I said, I have to intervene when the cops are having too much fun, because with that slip and slide, years ago we did a slip and slide for fundraisers, and we had public safety do it with their uniforms, fire and police, and we raised a lot of money. And in the middle of Channel 5 came down and recorded the whole thing. In the middle of it, I got 2 cops wrestling on the mat in front of TV, and I'm like, but that's how it is. So, and I really can say that with what's going on in society, the disrespect to law enforcement, that wall that law enforcement has with the community, I think Cops and Kids program in Southbridge has eliminated that wall. I could tell you when I go back, because I've been doing this 25 years, when I used to go on calls where there was fights, disturbances, and people won't talk to you. There'll be blood everywhere, people stabbed, and nobody would talk to you. So we would show up, and the kids would quit, even the parents, because the parents are seeing that we're taking their kids all summer, having fun with them. We're building this respect. They see us, and right away, they'll even pass by us and say, hey, it was Johnny. He just ran behind the building. So that showed that the program was working, that the walls were getting torn down. So that's what I want to do with the program. I started as a young kid. I grew up, my story is known. I grew up in the 600 block. I had guidance counselors telling me I wasn't going to be anything, and I'm where I'm at now. But the days of police and community come together, this is real now. I think we don't have riots or things of that nature because of the police and community relationship. And that's very important when we take programs like this and we build up. So the video also said that we don't use town money. I do a golf tournament. We did a car show, a very successful car show in the past. We find different ways to fundraise. I got Miss Clemens here. She helps me a lot. She's the greatest fundraiser person to attach to. So for 20 years now, since that Roaring 20s, it's probably 15 years now. I'm not 2009, we've been fundraising. Prior to that, I was getting grants, but the grants started to dry up during that time. 2009, we started doing fundraisers. We went from Roaring 20s to car show. Now I'm at a golf tournament. Golf tournament brings about $25,000 a year. Budget for the program is about that a year. So as long as I keep just bringing that in, the program's a success. I won't have to bother the town manager for money, all right? But I think it's a core for this community to have, a Cops and Kids program. I was going to go through a PowerPoint. I know you guys got a busy night, so I don't want to go through much. If you want to just click through it, and I'll just point some highlights there. You could see all the things we've done in the past. We do life skills. We do a lot of life skills, teach them how to fill out applications. There's many kids that have caught their first fish at the Cops and Kids program. When the state pool closed down, the state approached the Cops and Kids program to find a way to bring these kids to swim somewhere. So we brought them to Streeter Park Monday through Friday for a whole summer, and we brought about 40 or 50 kids each day. So, we're used as a resource to a lot of agencies. I say this a lot. maybe on the next time. We've done over 45,000 meals. We're like, I'm aiming to beat McDonald's, you know, billions and billions served, but I might be here a long time if that happens, you know, and just keep going. We create compliance, 100% compliance, you know. If I don't get what I want from you guys, the taser's coming out, all right? All right? So, did you pass those out? No. Of course, I'm a strong believer that it's a village to raise a child. And the village is Southbridge. You guys do a great job when I send out flyers and stuff. You guys support the program. It's a great partnership. You see it in action. That's why I kind of showed that video. You saw it in action. Those kids were having fun. And I focus on teenage kids, the kids that are usually going to pick a way to go in life, right or wrong. If they have the right mentors in life, they'll be successful, you know. Like I also said, we had probably 9 police officers come out of that program. My director now, Jordan Witherspoon, he was a kid in the program, went through all the phases, and came back as a cop. He's a sergeant now. So we've had many that have gone through. So we partner with Project Bread, the district attorney, of course, the food sites. We're known as a hungry community in Southbridge, so Project Bread throws a lot of money our way, so that's how I initially started the program, through Project Bread grants. And now we feed, they like it because we feed breakfast and lunch to 80, 90 kids a day. So they wouldn't get those numbers anywhere else. So they get them at the Cops and Kids program, so they're pretty generous to me as well. We also, what's good, we also tap into Youth Work Grant. Center of Hope runs that for me. But what I do is kids 16, 18, 19 get paid to come to the program, help out, put the tables out, put the tents up, but they get to enjoy the program as well and be role models to the kids. So using other resources to pay kids. I do have a payroll for students, college students. You have to be in college that come back. Kids in the program that were in the program come back and serve as lead counselors. And they're also, you know, examples to the kids. So it's like a revolving economy, Cops and Kids program. And that's how we fund it through that, so you could kind of scroll through that pretty quick. Some of the field trips in the past that we've done, we take them to the State House. That was usually a yearly field trip. So they get to see the State House. They go in Boston. They actually even swim in that frog pond that's called in the Common. And there goes the Southbridge kids, but they had a blast. We did duck tours in Boston as well. We did those. We have gone to, like the video said, White Mountains. This year we're doing 3 days. We usually go for 1 night. I don't know how I'm going to survive 3 days because it's not a 5-star hotel, obviously. You know, the budget's not there yet. Maybe in the future, but we're in like a lodge. No TVs. It's like the campers come off the mountains and trails, and there's a community shower. So it's tough, but the kids love it. Those kids, some of those kids haven't even been out of Southbridge. They get to go camping. We go hiking. We go swimming. We kind of get brave cliff jumping. I got some pictures of kids jumping some serious cliffs, and I'm glad every time we come home with the 40 I left with, you know? So one year, this is a funny story real quick. I had all my kids, 40, but I was missing 2 of my cops. And I'm like, so a former town manager, Kevin Pecos, he's, I guess, a hiker. So he challenges these guys to go through the Red Trail down by, you know, through the summit. So I had to send the bus off with my counselors and kids and look for 2 cops and the previous town manager. And it took me about 2 hours going up because there was no phone reception and all that. And they finally popped out on like Route 4. I'm like, where you guys been? Oh, this guy had us climbing walls. You should have seen. We went into valleys. It was crazy, but so that's my story. So hopefully we won't. I don't let him pick trails anymore because he does join us, Kevin Pecos. He's not allowed to pick any trails because I don't want to lose any kids, you know. So And one of the main successes of the Cops and Kids program is that, and a lot of you, my partners out there, I used the resources available in town to come in and give me free resources, from U-Wink to Seven Hills, etc. You know, I just use all the resources available so the cost keeps the cost down. You know, I had a pool of kids in the summertime that some of the agencies need, you know. So it's easy to bring them in and use those resources. We've planted community gardens. That was a big success. Many years in a row. Taught the kids how to maintain them all summer, and then we picked the fruits and cooked. But I'll stop there. Does anybody have any questions? So I'll finish off with this, with the Cops and Kids program, because you basically get the gist. I don't want to take up your whole meeting. Great program, not just because I'm running it. I think it's a great community program. It's a foundation in this town. So if you hear me knocking and you have resources, or if you have any resources you would like to give to the Cops and Kids program, there's about 80 kids, 90 kids that attend the program each day. Today they were at the state pool, so just the structure. We only do it 3 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for now. Wednesday is a pool day, so we're always at the state pool during the summer. Tuesday is kind of my classroom day, where I do all the life skills, crime prevention classes, etc. And Thursday, we usually take them on field trips. Tomorrow, I'm taking them to the Basketball Hall of Fame. We got, there's a place in Springfield, too, for the week after. Trampoline place, we're taking them. So put that together, taking 100 kids to those field trips ain't cheap. You know, so it costs money, and I get great supporters and sponsors throughout the years at the golf tournament, so I appreciate, and, you know, shout out for my sponsors. So that said, any questions about Cops and Kids before I move on to phase 2? Yes?
More a comment. Isn't it also true that several communities have come to see what you're doing with Cops and Kids so they can replicate it in their communities?
Yes, they have, and I'll take one. I was a keynote speaker at a USDA conference. USDA came down to do a video on us, and I could probably find it, to share with the rest of the country how a police department and a community should work together to feed their kids. So that was probably like 7 years ago. So that it's been a model program to a lot of other PDs. And you would think, we're so used to it here, so we take it for granted that police departments do here, but we got a busy town, and we're still able to host a summer program and care about our teams. You know, there's a lot going on here that we could just say that we're just too busy for that. But we make it a focus, because I think it benefits us, from recruiting to, you know, when I go on that call and they say, hey, this happens, it helps us solve a lot of issues in town. And we got the two-way communication, not the one-way. She basically has kids in the program, and she's saying I do a great job. No, right now I'm trying to. I used to be like the cop that you stop having so much fun, and now I'm the overseer. You know, that I try to get my other officers involved, and they're great. You know, it's not for all of our cops, right? There's some of them that really have a passion for it and do it. You know. Yeah, and they, you know, it's great for all of us. Yes, your kids went on the mountains too? That's you, right? Yeah. I brought them back. Any other questions for Cops and Kids? Now, real quick, I'll skip to, we were running this program, I called it this for Southbridge Police Shoplifting Initiative, and I'll show you a little sign. What we did, we had probably monthly meetings, and we would kind of share. It's more like a information sharing program of the techniques and the people that were shoplifting in the town, right? So that would be a good network, so you know what to look for. Somebody's coming in the store, hey, this is guy's known as a shoplifter, etc. And also, we took a step further where we would, it says that we arrest and prosecute shoplifters. You could post that. So, that might deter people, right? And truthfully, if you deter them to another town, right, we solved our problem. No, I didn't say that. Could you edit that? Could you edit that? No. But truthfully, that's what we want. We want to try to give you guys the resources. I had the detective sergeant in charge of it, meeting with, sharing videos. Like if we caught a shoplifter and the technique, we'll go to other resources, to all the retailers and show them what's going on. So it's a great program for the retail stores to have. So after COVID, it kind of went downhill. We were focusing on other things. I don't know how many retailers do I have in here. Do I have any? Show of hands. Would you be interested in something like that, like a community meeting? So that's something maybe I could get on an email out to you guys and start something like that, because I think that's really beneficial. You could even, if you don't want to go that, I had the miniature one, All right. If you don't want to go that extreme, right? All right. So that's one program that we could start up, and you guys, and it's good. You think about it. You have the ear of my detective sergeant, the head of the major crimes. So you guys get to meet and at least share that and share the knowledge. So it's great either way. So we could start that back up if the interest is there. Also, real quick, I don't know how many cards I have, but we do also have a Tip 411 app. This was actually courtesy of the Town Manager's Substance Abuse Committee we have, council. They initially paid for the first year subscription of this, and then the PD took over. This is actually, you could just go on your phone and report crimes. You could do it anonymously, you could do it, just say, John Smith, there's people doing ATVs down the street, or I know this person's selling drugs, or, this is a good way to take your face out of it. I know there's a lot of people that want to report stuff but don't want to put their face to it. So just download this app. This app is monitored by our dispatchers. It goes to my phone. It goes to like 6 or 7 people's phones, but it goes directly to dispatch. So if you're interested in that, if you just go on your Apple and search an app, if you have Android, you could do it yourself too. It's just the Southbridge Police Department Tip 411. I'll leave some cards right here if you want to take it. But an excellent tool for anybody. You could be going down the street. You don't have to call. Everything's phone now, right? Yeah. When you're a passenger in a car, you could just see. I got that, right? When you're the passenger in the car, right? I'll share this story real quick. I pulled somebody over before, right? They actually paid for some stings of texting and driving. So the whole time, texting and driving, like really texting. So finally pull her over. I go up to her and say, "You were texting and driving. You can't do that." "No, I wasn't." I said, "I watched you for like 5 minutes because I was in undercover clothes on the sidewalk. I watched you. You passed by. I got in my car. I pulled you over." "No, I wasn't." So now I'm going crazy. I'm like, "Yes, you were." "No, I wasn't." And I'm like, "Okay." She says, "No, I wasn't. I was sending an email." My bad. She was right? Could you not send emails while you're driving? Okay, so true story. Yeah. That's it. So with that said, I'll cut it there. I passed the golf stuff there. If anybody needs a foursome, paperwork foursomes here. Just see me if you want a foursome. And I'll open up to questions, even if it's police-related questions. If you want, I'm here as representing the police department. I know we got all the business partnerships here, so I know you guys might have questions. If not, that's fine. You can see me afterwards. You know what I like about my job the best is that no 2 days are alike, and every time I come to work is a new adventure. Like even today was like I'm running here from here to there, there's so many different aspects of the job, from the law the tactical responding that you get to go back in your childhood days, do a couple ninja rolls and break down a door or so, or then you got the Cops and Kids program. I get to play basketball with the kids, and beat them. There's a video online if you want to see it. I actually won the last knockout game, but so, and then just meeting with the community, and representing the community. So there's so many different aspects that is changing every day that I'm here. So I don't get bored. There's a lot of personnel issues. I got that. There's a lot of fleet issues. There's a lot of drug issues. It just every day there's multiple things. You definitely have to learn how to multitask, especially in a position like this. But it's fun. I have no complaints. Critical is different for anybody in this room, right? There's quality of life issues. Like your biggest thing in your life might be your neighbors playing loud music, or these kids are going down the street popping wheelies and in traffic weaving out, right? Or some of you are passionate about all the overdoses that are happening in town, which it is an issue. Yeah. So I lived 45, 46 years in this town, and I could tell you I'm not scared to walk the streets alone. This is not a town that you're going to get mugged if might have happened, might one day, but this is not a town that random crimes like that happen to you. It's a safe community when you're taking walks my kids grew up here, so I could say that. My kids walk the streets and all that, so I'm not saying that there's crimes like that you should worry about, because it's not. I think they're more, if you're in that game, you're playing by those rules and you're affected by that game. So if you're in the drug game, you're affected by that drug game, and things are coming to you because you're in that drug game. But if you're in the business world, you're not worrying about, that stuff. So it's always, I just want to throw that out there that it's Southbridge always gets somewhat of a bad rap, but it's a pretty safe community. We have a great closeout rate for crime. I mean, when something happens in towns, we have a detective unit. We put our detective units on it, and we solve it. We're going to solve it, especially if it's a quality of life crime and et cetera. But it really is the community that needs to be our eyes and ears. The police can't operate as alone. It has to be like, you guys have to tell us what's your major concern in town. If something's bothering you and we don't know about it, we don't know about it. We might not know what's happening on Pleasant Street up by the 600 block, right? We don't know unless you call and say, hey, this guy's the neighbor. I seen 50 cars in one day coming in and out. Oh, really? We're not up. We're distracted with something else. So it's important that I share this. Something critical to you needs to be shared to us. Good. Is that fair enough? You have to call us and let us know, and we'll put eyes on it, and we'll resolve that somehow. Anything else? This is last. You got a police officer on here, What's the speed limit here? No. You got any questions, right? We did go to cameras, as you can see, just real quick, just on this. We do have body cams. All officers wear them. The way it works, just so public education, as soon as we get out of the car, we trigger it, and I'll turn it on real quick. You'll see, when you see a green, that means it's not recording. It's just on. But as soon as I hit the button, it goes back 30 seconds. So right now, I'll go back 30 seconds to where Carla was talking. So it's pretty good. So every time they trigger it, when they go out the car, you see them driving to the scene. It's weird. And so it goes back 30 seconds. We could trigger it longer, but 30 seconds has been working. But now this has actually been a great tool to us. First, we could evaluate the scenes now when we go to it. We've had some pretty bad scenes that we've taken training away from it and et cetera. But also, unfortunately, a lot of people accuse police officers of doing stuff. And then when they call and complain to me, it's the police officer's word versus the citizen. And we always look bad if we take the police officer's side, right? So now it's like, come in. Oh, look at the video. Boom. He said what? No. He did what? No. You still want to go forward with this? No. Bye. So it's, and I'm not exaggerating, 9 out of 10 times it's happened to us. Yes, you know, you might capture, you know, once in a while, but it's actually saved us, and the officers actually trigger it faster. And it's always, Big Brother's watching, right? So now it's red, it's recording. So that's how you know if an officer is recording or not. And it's policy that they trigger it on every call. So I know it might be uncomfortable, but it just goes into our archive. It doesn't get watched unless there's a complaint that comes in or something necessary. So, you know, it's just for the protection of everybody and accountability, right? For the PD, we need it. You know, we passed some reform that was, I'll be the first to say, that was needed. You know, I'm a police officer on this side, but I think it was needed. You know, I grew up on seeing the other side of it as well, so I'm not blind to it. So now it's perfect. We have our video. This can't even be viewed on the street. This has to be, we take it back to the station. When we dock it, it transmits to our server, then it downloads. So say something happens to an officer, we have to take the camera and go and see what happened. So it's after the fact, but it's not live. Like TV shows, some of them, cops, you know, the cop shows might go live with the camera, and not yet. So I'll hang around for the rest of the meeting. Afterwards, you could talk to me if you have any questions, and thank you for having me.
Well, now I understand why my dad wanted me to do this and not him. So he's not really a public speaker, but I see a lot of familiar faces here. You know, thank you so much for coming. But there's a lot of faces that I'm not too familiar with, so welcome. This restaurant's been open for May would be 17 years. And this function room, we have had many amazing memories here. Anything from birthday parties, retirement parties, many rehearsal dinners, bridal and baby showers, probably the most popular. So if you have an event coming up, come see me. I really love what I do, and I love seeing smiling faces and being part of everyone's, you know, life big moments. So I know that we're running long here, so I'm going to be super short and just say, you know, thank you for all coming, and enjoy the rest of the evening.
I'm Cheyenne. I'm the owner of Moon Magic Cafe. We just opened up on Hamilton Street in town. This is actually my second location. I own a location in Danielson, Connecticut that I've had for actually 3 years on August 3rd. We just had our soft opening this past Friday, and it honestly went way better than I ever could have possibly imagined. The community's been super supportful. The police have been the most supportful for sure. I've seen them every single day so far. Yeah, we're just really happy to be here. We do have our ribbon cutting with the chamber coming up. It's going to be on August 2nd. We are cutting the ribbon exactly at 1 p.m. And we chose this date because August 3rd is actually my 3-year anniversary of owning my business. So kind of just looping it all together. We are open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then we're open Saturday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. We are closed on Sundays. I feel like it's fair to give my staff at least one day during the weekend off. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. Hi, everyone. Hope everybody's having a great evening. I'm Kate Oakes, for those of you who don't know me, and this is my friend Christina Cirillo-Schmidt. And we are the founders of Hazelwood Markets. We are working to put on several art markets throughout the year here in Southbridge. And we had our first big one in June. We had, if you remember, I came in March. It's been a long time. I'm also a teacher, so I got kind of absorbed into the end of the school year until May. So I kind of disappeared, but here we are, resurfacing. We had a very successful summer market in June. where we had 19 vendors come and join us, and we spread out between the upper and lower floor of 12 Crane Street. As you can see here, we kind of spilled out into the hallway. We had Cheyenne serve coffee for us and make some special coffee drinks during that time. And we had just a wonderful time introducing artists to this area and getting people to come in from surrounding areas to participate and buy artwork, which is always wonderful. We had a variety of artists. We had stained glass workers. We had traditional artists who work with pen and ink and painting. We had, let's see, let me go forward here. We had a metalsmith, a blacksmith come. We had someone who did illustration and commission work. We had a wildlife photographer, Dale Monette, come. He was retired photographer and leader at the Quabbin Reservoir. He came and showed his work. Here's our metal worker happily sitting there. And then we also had the Dark Horse Tavern open for food and drink, which was very exciting. And we had a food truck on Saturday at Jury Pro Bar who did street food, tacos and burritos and things like that. So we had a huge variety for our first time, and we had a really great turnout. What's happening next is a couple of other events that are going to happen towards the end of the year here. So we're going to have a spooky market, a Halloween themed market where we hope to have more artisans come in, but we're also working to program special events like dramatic readings of ghost stories in the tavern. The tavern will be open again for food and drink. We're working with the chef there and Gabriel and Johnny over at 12 Crane. And we're also hoping to have children programming. So we're working to find people like a shadow puppet artist and other sort of storytelling people. We hope maybe the Jacob Edwards Library will work with us on finding some storytellers. And we're also going to have some competitions. So one of the things we would like to do is open up into the cannery. Of those of you who are familiar with the building, the cannery is the performance space there. It's a black box theater. And what we would love to see is local businesses and schools get involved with creating some kind of a scene or something that can be lit. So we have a spooky walk-through that is lit for people to come through and observe. That will be something for our community members to participate in, and surrounding schools and other organizations. So if you have any ideas as to who might want to participate, we're going to still kind of flesh out what that's going to look like in terms of how people would submit and what kind of materials and sizes we can work with, but we'll work on that. We would light those projects and have people walk through. We're also going to have a pumpkin carving contest, so people can submit a pumpkin a day or two ahead of time and we'll line them up on the sidewalk on our way in, which will be very festive. And then Saturday evening, we will have sort of adult programming where it will be the spooky storytelling. We're hoping to get a band or some kind of themed music into the tavern, and also have a costume contest. Christina and I were just talking about how it would be really fun to have a sort of catwalk of people going through with people judging the costumes. And like I said, this is all centered around artists, local and regional. We try to keep it within the community, but we also invite artists and artisans who are from New England in general, who would like to participate. So we've just put out our artist call for these both. The second thing that we would like to do is a holiday Christmas at Crane, which we started last year in November. That was sort of our first effort. Now we have a little bit more time to put this together, and this will be more of a vendor geared sort of market where we will still have some programming, but we will be focusing on small business and supporting artists and shopping small. We would love to work with the holiday visions, perhaps to create sort of a map of everything that's going on. It's going to be the same weekend, I believe. It's that weekend after Thanksgiving. and it'll be Small Business Saturday. So we're really interested in working with you guys to figure out how we can kind of cross-pollinate and send people to each other, perhaps even come up with a map of the town and invite people to come and spend the whole weekend here in Southbridge as sort of a destination. So that's something that we're really excited about as well. So there was a little bit more. I kind of went over these aspects of each of the markets. I'm seeing if there's anything else that I missed. General admission will be $5 for these markets, but then we'll have ticketed parts of the events. So if people want to participate, say, in the costume contest, that would be a ticketed event because there is limited capacity in the tavern. We just want to make sure everybody's safe and that we keep our numbers within reason. But also for the children's events, we want to make sure that they're well attended and that there's enough space for everybody. So it'll be sort of a general $5 admission, and then on top of that, we would have sort of like for another fee, you can come and attend these certain things. But generally, there will be a $5 will get you in to experience a lot of this. And then we are going to be seeking maybe a Santa Claus. So I know that there's one that participates in the town. I'm not sure how that works. We'd love to talk more. We need a Santa call. I think for this market in particular, it would be really nice to have an option for children to come in and visit with Santa and sit and do photographs. And then if he wants to get on the fire truck or whatever we have, whatever's happening with the parade, that would be wonderful. And similarly, I didn't include this, but like the spooky sort of walkthrough in the cannery, we would like to do sponsored Christmas trees. So people can sort of adopt a Christmas tree and decorate it and light it according to their organization or their friend group or whatever they would like to do, and then have a walkthrough in the cannery that is all lit. So like a little winter wonderland. So those are our goals. We're still kind of fleshing out the program. We are on social media. We are sort of building from scratch. So Christine and I were just talking about, we need business cards. That's the next thing. But if you follow us, we're Hazelwood_markets on Instagram. We're also on Facebook as Hazelwood Markets at 12 Crane Street. You can find us on there, and we pretty actively are updating those and cross-pollinating between those two channels. And then the website is hazelwoodmarkets.com. Right now, we have an online vendor app, so if people want to apply to one or both of those markets, they can do that. It is a $100 vending fee for the weekend. For the Halloween market, we are going to have some storytelling on Friday evening, so there will be an option if vendors would like to set up and vend during that time, they can, but it's optional. We just ask that people are there for the majority of Saturday because that's going to be sort of our longer day. Sunday will be a shorter day, ending a little bit earlier. And then the holiday will just be the 2-day Christmas one. I wanted to say thank you so much to the town and to Gabriel and Johnny for helping us with getting ready for this market. We couldn't have done it without them, and we're so grateful for all of the energy and the go for it attitude that you have for us and getting this going. And just thank you to the town for embracing us. I have done all of the sort of beginnings of setting up a business here, and everyone I spoke to at the town hall, everybody who participated in spreading the word or coming or just kind of being interested in sharing it or liking it or spreading positive comments online, which is really nice that even that helps, has been really helpful, and we want to do more to contribute to the arts here in town. I've been talking a lot, so I want to hand over if Christina has anything she wants to add.
I don't know. I think you covered it all. No, I mean, I just hope that we see some of you at the next event. I think that it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. At this point, there is another new guest that's in the room here. I'm going to point out Corey from Sunrun. And Corey's working the local area. He's selling solar systems and asked us about local businesses. Denise and I had bumped into him, and we said, come to SBP. So somebody brand new in the area.
How you guys doing? I figured this was a little bit better than knocking on your guys' door randomly like a lot of people do, which I do as well. It's actually how I met Denise and Bob. I've been doing this for 7 years now. I've been with Sunrun for 3 years. I just started working in Southbridge because the town I was in was so small, it kind of ran out of people to talk to. But I figured I'd introduce you and let you guys know a little bit more about solar. I know it's a little bit hard when someone random is knocking on your door. It's hard to trust people, and I'm not expecting you guys to trust me off the bat. Don't get me wrong, I'm a sales rep, but I do like to sell with transparency and like to provide any information. I always provide backup in writing for what I have to say. It's never just my word of mouth. I started at this with a pretty young age, so I kind of had to back up my validation a little bit more doing this, working and showing up randomly. So this is a little nerve-wracking talking up here, although I show up to people's doors, so I apologize. But I'd like to say, you know, I know a lot of people say solar's free, and there's a lot of different kind of reviews online about it. Nothing good in life is ever free. I can tell you that there are some great options to do it. There's ways to do it without you needing to invest out-of-pocket expenses. And doing monthly rates or doing it, or you actually can choose to buy it out of pocket. But if you guys do have any questions about it, please let me know. I'd love to network with roofers, tree guys, realtors, anybody kind of working in the residential field. I'm sure we can bounce referrals off of each other. Or HVAC technicians is another big one. But again, if you guys have any questions, I'd love to meet you guys and talk to you guys about it. Thanks for your time.
Hi everyone, I'm Carla de la Cruz Davila, part of the Wellstorm Inc., and we're doing a back to school event on August 11th. I have some wonderful flyers, and I did them black and white because color's too much. And there's also an Amazon wish list, so I would love to just pass this around and get your support. We already have about 80 bags and supplies that we're going to be giving out for free. We have barbers and hairstylists that are going to be doing free haircuts for the kids. We have a bouncy house, thanks to the town manager, and Melanie from Max. So if you guys could come, spread the word, I would love that. And now I'm going to put my school committee hat on because we're doing a parent forum actually tomorrow at the library. Please share. We're trying to get parents to come out to discuss the school system and, you know, build trust because I feel like there's not a lot of trust. So it's from 6 to 8 in the Mills room at the library tomorrow, and we're also going to have it on Saturday. Thanks to Officer Dingy. We're going to do it in the community room, and that's from 10 to 12. So please spread the word. Brittany Davison and I, both school committee members, are going to be doing that. So we're here for the people. We're here to make change, and we're here to make a difference with our youth. So thank you. Oh, one more thing. Stars of the Future, and a bunch of different community members there as well. Thanks because of Cops and Kids. They decided to keep going with the basketball and handball clinics. It's going to be at Henry Street Park every Monday from 6 to 8. If you go to Stars of the Future, they also have other clinics as well. And this is free of charge for the youth. A couple of us have been helping with water and snacks. I know Jasmine and I and Melanie, we all help out, and a bunch of others. So make sure to come out, help us out if you can. Brooke from Wardrobes on Wheels has been going there. I'm going to be helping her as well with that. She provides free clothing for the community. We were just there on Monday. It was very successful. I was out giving Girl Scout cookies for free. So we're just trying to build community, make a safe space, and helping out wherever we can for our youth here. So please let me know if you're interested in volunteering. We're always looking for volunteers at the Wellstorm. Thank you.
So just adding to Carla's Stars of the Future, they are looking for donations for sports clothing for youth. You know, whether it's like sports bras or sports related clothing. If you come by the Henry Street Field on Monday evening, you can drop stuff off. Because some of the kids don't have clothing to be able to participate. Putting my OSV hat on for a minute. switching hats back and forth. We do have Redcoats and Rebels starting next weekend. That is a huge event at Southbridge Village. You can get tickets on osv.org, and that event will run through, August 1st through August 4th, I believe. So it's all of next weekend. So it's a huge event. They do reenactments. They have encampments on the village common. It's an incredible event. So if you get a chance to go, please come and visit. One more thing, I'm also switching hats one more time. I am also providing some yoga classes, free community yoga sessions through the Kiva Center at Henry Street every Friday. From 4:30 to 5:30 in the evening, and really just trying to get into different areas of our community and making sure that we service, and provide, wellness and health to different people in our community. So that is sponsored by the Kiva Center, and please spread the word. That is part of some of the work that I'll be doing in the community in the coming year. So thank you.
Hello, I'm Lorraine Martinelli, formerly Lorraine Urbanski. Up until, 2006, I was editor of the Southbridge Evening News. I was a reporter there also, so I know some of you. I kind of feel like I'm back at home being here. But so I'm not a member of this organization yet, but I plan to join because I just launched my public relations and communications consulting business last month. It's Lorraine U. Martinelli Communications Consulting. So if anyone knows of any, if anyone needs any assistance with PR strategy, media relations, you can call on me. So nice to see you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jim, SCTV, for covering this as usual. Gotta plug it away. A couple things. Deputy Chief Dingy, you did not give yourself enough kudos. So for picking up the torch when Jesus Rosa no longer was doing it, who started it under those grant programs by Senator Moore, you have stayed the course since as long as I can remember, 2009 or so, from my involvement with Monique Manna, who got me involved. So thank you for Cops and Kids. Without you, those kids would not be where they're at today, and that's a big deal. And that's kind of one of the why I fell in love with Cops and Kids, because of your message and those children. So keep supporting Cops and Kids, everybody. Very important. But I'm here for Southbridge Holiday Visions. Yeah, Christmas in July. Yeah, Christmas in July. So Southbridge Holiday Visions, you all here pretty much know what we are. And for those who don't, we're the people who handle all that decoration stuff during the winter season here. What started way back again, 2008-9, is morphed into something that's kind of out of control. But, and it's turned into the Great Common Event and the Holiday Parade, which last year I think we had 35 entries. I don't know, more than I could really keep track of, along with all the fire, all the police, the DPW. We really owe a great debt to the people who come on their days off to ride the trucks, so the kids really enjoy seeing all the town equipment. But those wonderful, amazing floats just kind of keep coming. People are more interested every year. It's getting bigger and bigger. And honestly, I need some help. I need some help with people who might be willing to just work behind the scenes even. You know, there's a lot that works up to that point in November. This year, it will be November 30th. It's always been, well, for a long time now, it has been the Saturday after Thanksgiving. We tried a Friday, we tried a Sunday. We have stuck with Saturday. It tends to work for most people. And what's really dear for me is when I hear those people who attend, when I just kind of walk in the crowd and people talk to me and get all excited about the event that they're observing and being part of at that moment, and tell me that this is their 5th year coming from New Jersey or something. You know, they're coming in from other places to come to Southbridge why not? Why not Southbridge? That's been my phrase for a long time. They're coming to Southbridge to see this annual event and be part of it. They may have relatives. Maybe they're coming for the holiday weekend. I don't know, but we have gotten a lot of interest, and it continues to build. And with help like John, who's one of our great carpenters now, and of course I couldn't do it without my number one elf, Jill, who's working too much for Margaret these days. But anyway, we need some more help. So we are available for comment. You can reach out to us at Southbridge Holiday Visions at yahoo.com. That's our website. You can always send me a message. If you can go to our Facebook email, that's our email. You can go to Facebook. We have Southbridge Holiday Visions Facebook, and that has contact information, usually my number. Reach out if you want to help in any way, shape, or form. If you like to come to our warehouse, which is in the A&M building on Mill Street, the Jakeses have been our landlords for many years now. Thank God we still have a place to be with all our stuff, and the town is very supportive of that location for us. We are a subcommittee of the town. We are an ad hoc committee of the town. However, we don't incur cost to the town for any of what you see on the streets. That is all by donation. We do get some generous donations from a number of foundations that helps us to keep those lights on the common. The town didn't pay for those. Those were all by donation. And to keep things going, whether it's donations of paint, plywood, supplies, or money to buy those things. That's how we operate. That's how we decorate every year. But really, manpower, which is free, it's your time, which I know it has a cost, but if we could get a little more help, that would be fantastic. We'll start posting some items, times when we're going to be at the workshop, looking for help. It doesn't mean you have to be there every week, every month even, but if you could give a little bit of time, if you've got a skill set, if you are in PR, if you are in marketing of some sorts, we used to have Colonial Copy, would do some printing, Village Photo. Judy Ferguson was fantastic for us, such a great help for a long time. But people have, moved on in life, retired, done things. We need some more help. I'm not great at keeping track of all the minor details. I'm really the big picture of getting it done. So I could use some admin type help. If anyone's interested in making this even bigger, better, and more exciting for Southbridge, reach out. Love to have you. There's a lot of different areas that need some help. So feel free to find me. But otherwise, Holiday Visions, November 30th. Mark your calendars. Get your floats ready. Tell us what you're going to do. Be part of it. Start looking for some newsworthy items that will be coming out. We'll do some mailings. We'll get it posted with SBP and with the Chamber of Commerce. They've been fantastic. We have the greatest photographer people that help us out with our Santa. Speaking of that, Christine and Alex have been fantastic the last few years with their generous time that evening. So anyway, I guess that's it. Keep up the good work. Elvis is next. Elvis was our DJ last year. Ellis, excuse me, not Elvis. Elvis! Give it up for Elvis! Ellis, sorry, typo. Ellis Crupper, come on up. He was our DJ last year, and I'm not sure if he's doing it this year. He has to work for me. But you were fantastic. Our people loved you. There you go. Let me know if you're going to do it.
I didn't have any planned comments, but follow up with behind the scene. But also, about a month or so ago, I interviewed with Jim Donahue over at Old Sturbridge Village. And a lot of times we only see or listen to the bad, for example, the school. But interviewing with Jim, he mentioned that the reason he started Old Sturbridge Academy is so that our Southbridge students could have an alternative when the state came over and took over the school. And the school committee members talked, but the bottom line is that it only gets better if we make it better. And so I know probably the majority of us in here don't have parents of school age or don't have school age children, but still, we can make a difference. But we got to let the parents that we know, it's only difference is made if we make a difference. So I did an interview, I think it was yesterday, with the National Financial Educators Council. And one thing he asked me, what can we tell the parents, to help them make a difference when it comes to financial education? They have to get involved with what's going on with their kids at school. You know, they have as parents. And so I just want to say that our education system is not going to get better. The kids are not going to get better if the parents don't get involved.
August 10th, we have the Junior Entrepreneur Business Fair going on down on the Common. It's from 12 to 4. I have 10 participants. I was hoping to get 25, but we're going to do it yearly. I'm just asking if you guys can come out and help support them. They're our future.
I forgot to mention RMG is also hosting like a summer soiree, and they're going to be giving out like free hygiene kits to the youth, and I think backpacks as well. And that's going to be on the 17th from 2 to 4 at their location. Hopefully a bouncy house will be there as well, among other things that they're going to be doing. And Sarai couldn't make it tonight, so I just wanted to make sure to let that be known. Thanks.
All right, Maura from YMCA.
So everyone's going home with a parting gift today. 4th of July road race, 75th anniversary. Was a big year this year. So Dexter was kind enough to make some commemorative slicers and spreaders. So they are one of those things that are just going to be so handy, and they're high vis for those runners in the group. So anyway, everyone's going home, and if you didn't get one or you'd like an extra, for a small donation to the Y, you too can home with a second one.
Very good. Autumn Fest is still September 21st. And
the next Autumn Fest committee meeting is Wednesday, July 31st at Savers Bank, 5 o'clock, lower level, where we usually have our meetings in the community room. Yep, moving along.
And again, we still need volunteers. We need people. It's all about people. More hands makes it easier for everybody. So even if you don't think you can help, that we've got plenty of things that need to be done that the day of. We have people that do setup. We have to, the day before we go out, we paint lines for all of the vendors that are going to be there. So there's a program of things that we need to do, and the more people that show up, the better it is for all of us. So. And it is the major fundraising event for Southbridge Business Partnership. And that event is wholly ours, our group, and all of us that are here that are members of this group. And again, this is our major fundraiser of the year. Our membership fees don't really cover everything that we do. It's that event that does it for us. So again, you can sign up to be vendors, right? Yes, there is. Okay, through August 1st, you can sign up to be vendors. You have to go to sbpartnership.org and check on the Autumn Fest button, and it'll bring you right to the Autumn Fest forms, and you can fill them all out. It's all digital, and well, we'll get the forms. It's not digital? Oh, the forms are PDFs. Okay, so download and send the form. Again, sbpartnership.org. Okay, so for the junior entrepreneurship on August 6th.
Oh no, on August 10th, I still have openings. So if anyone knows a youth that might be interested, if you can send them my way, we'll be happy to have them.
What's your information to contact you?
I'm on. If you go on my styles page or on Max Backyard Shenanigans, there's a Google link. I have a whole Google form and everything. With my two businesses that we're hosting it with, and it's Styles and Max Backyard Shenanigans.
Yeah, and then I sort of missed up on the date. I'm going to put a plug in for the police department. National Day Out, August 6th. Here we go. August 6th.
So we have a national night out, and we're hosting. That's usually the Tuesday night, first Tuesday in August. From 6 to 8. We have ice cream truck there, free pizza as well. It's a good time, a lot of demos from the PD. It's a good time to come see the people behind the badge.
Southbridge Business Partnership will be there with a candy display too as well, so for the children. Is it only for children? No, it's for families.
Okay, National Night Out. It's actually an organized event throughout United States, where law enforcement takes this night to invite their community to come meet their police department. So we joined forces, and we do it. We've been doing it for 5 years, 6 years now. So we do it from 6 to 8 on that Tuesday, and like I said, free ice cream, free pizza. We want to get to know the community. We do ID kits for minors. We fingerprint them, take some DNA so you could have it if you need it. And we have all our booths, K9 demonstration. We did just get a drone, so I'm sure we'll be flying the drone and showing you guys what the drone does. We got a new K9 bite dog. We have a comfort dog that you could pet. We got a bite dog that stay away from, okay? So you might want to come to know the difference, all right? So we'll have everything we'll do, detective units out there and school resource officers. And also this year we're inviting any agencies that want to come down and set up a booth. And if you want to set up a booth, you just give us a call at the PD at 508-764-5420 or at Sandy Sears at southbridgemass.org. So S. Sears, SEARS, at southbridgemass.org, and she could tell you if you made the deadline. So if you need a booth, it's coming up. I would say do it in the next couple days, okay?
All right. All right, great evening, everybody. Thank you very much for coming. Next meeting is at the Wellsworth Hotel on August 22nd. It's a Thursday night. It's a barbecue, and the Wellsworth is sponsoring the event for the night. So look forward to seeing you there as well.